Everybody, I'm here with Wanda Garland, and she's somehow connected to the Union Historical Society, and I don't know how, so I'm going to let her tell you. Wanda, would you just introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm on the board of the Union Historical Society, and I work as a volunteer. Right now I'm cataloging the photo archives and having a wonderful experience of discovery of the carefully photographed history of Union.
So Wanda's come over with some photographs. In fact, she's got a couple of automobiles that I'm going to get in touch with Philip Reinhardt. Some of you know him, to see if we can help identify. But she's got pictures of my house. She's got pictures of the mill when the bridge used to run on the other side of the mill. She got all kind of cool historical stuff. And I was telling her that if she wants to, record this for history, it's just as easy as talking to the camera, just like this. And what happened then is that she's uncovering all this stuff, but after she uncovers it, where does it go? She writes it down, maybe she takes a picture up, she puts it in a book, and it sits there. But if she makes videos, then people can pull it up on the internet, and they can look at things all about the history of Union, and it's been preserved. The history has been preserved, and you've been preserved talking about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a series of videos. I don't know how many, I don't know how long they're going to be, I don't know what they're going to be about, but that's what we're going to do. And Wanda's going to be the star.
What I did, when I was first asked to join the Historical Society, being an old retired school teacher, I said, well, that would be fine, but what would I do? Because I did not want to dust a collection and rearrange labels. I just not enough. And at that time, Susie Schaub, who was the curator.
I remember Susie. She was a sweetie.
Susie said, well, Wanda, we have been given this wonderful old ledger of Levi Moore's, and it starts in 1787, and we would love to have someone transcribe it so that the transcription would be available for anyone who is interested in the original settling of Union.
Okay.
See, 1787 is right after the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
And so I looked at it and I thought, well, I think I could do that. And so I began to research the penmanship and the method of writing and abbreviations and all that was used at that time. It turned out to be the same script as used to write our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. So I was able to go on the Smithsonian website and find a complete alphabet, upper and lower case, and all kinds of abbreviations that I would expect to find. And I used that as a guide to help me decipher those early writings. And to me, I was so amazed because everything I was looking at was written with a turkey quill and handmade ink on handmade paper.
Wow.
And so it's just like stepping back into history, and you're right there. And because the ledger had been kept dry and in the dark, I think in an old safe for just so many years, the paper was in perfect condition and the ink had not faded at all. And so I was able to see snippets of this man's life, Levi Morris, as he moved from Massachusetts to Friendship and to Union and set up a business and a farm, and proceeded up through I think around 1824. There's 2 ledgers. So it's an amazing collection of everyone he did business with. He named them and what he did for business and recorded the value of what he did, and it's in pounds, shilling, and pence, because we didn't have the dollar as the monetary money until quite a bit later, that it trickled its way north here.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things was the fact that there was actually no cash money physical in the colony. The people that lived here had no cash money, but they valued everything. So he kept track on a debit side of the ledger on the left of everything he did or sold or traded. And on the right, he put the credit for the person who was receiving that and what they would do in turn back for him that was of equal or more value. And all of it was valued in pounds, shillings, and pence. Very standardized. If he worked a day with his oxen, then it usually was 1 shilling and 6 pence. You know, everything was standardized, but there was no physical money.
No money, but they recorded it as though it had a monetary value.
And every once in a while, you would see an entry that would say cash, and there would be this great big C, cash. It was an event. Somebody had real cash money, and they would pay for something. And it was such a big event. It got this entry with a big capital C, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just so neat.
Yeah.
And so I worked, I don't know how many months on that first ledger. I think it was January through the end of June. And that was on the first ledger. And it was just so enlightening. We got to see the names of all the early settlers, you know, and everybody that's named in Cum Spring is named.
There.
That's neat.
So that's how we do it.